What sound do sloths make? Well, just take a listen to this. A sloth's call is a little higher than the chirp of a porcupine, which sounds like this. It's also a little shorter than the bellow of a hippo. And it's not as frightening as the call of a kangaroo. Listen closely. This is the sound that sloths make when they're ready to mate. Anteaters don't have any teeth. Rats have 16. Beavers have 20. Lions have 30. Chimpanzees have 32. Bears have 42. Opossums have 50. And dolphins have 140. What's inside a kidney? Well, we'll expose the central area and then the outer area. See that white material? That's the area the urine collects before it leaves the kidneys through this tube. Well, now let's see what's in the outer area. You see those triangles? Blood enters the kidney through this tube and travels up to these triangles where urine is removed from the blood. That urine leaves through this tube, and the clean blood leaves through this one. And that's what's inside a kidney. Is a piece of dried insect goo that you eat every day. Because if I dissolve some of this goo in a liquid and dip something into that mixture, that object gets a nice shiny coating. This material is used as a glaze under the names lac resin, shellac, and confectioner's glaze. Confectioner's glaze is listed in the ingredients of this candy. So, this candy gets its shiny coating from a material that oozes out of tiny insects. Guess which of these products are also glazed with insect secretions? They all are. Is a pufferfish. Oh, never mind. I thought this was a pufferfish, but I was wrong. Because if you take a close look, it's covered in spines. Compare that to this new one. Well, it's the same shape, but this one is smooth. The fish with smooth skin is a pufferfish, and the fish with spines is something different. Well, this kind of fish can still inflate into large balloons, but they go by an entirely different name, because if it has spines, it's a type of fish called a porcupine fish. How do starfish eat? I thought starfish were like sea urchins, and they eat using a set of teeth on their underside. Oh, never mind, because if you flip a starfish over, well, they don't have any teeth at all. Well then, how do they eat? Well, watch closely. Right here. This cloudy goo is the starfish's stomach. Starfish can push their stomachs out of their bodies. Next, it'll squeeze its stomach in between the mollusk's shells to digest the mollusk from the inside out. And that's how starfish, if you place a squirrel skull under a UV blacklight, something very unusual happens. Ultraviolet light hits the squirrel's skull and is absorbed by special compounds called porphyrins. After absorbing the UV light, the porphyrins gain a ton of energy, which they release as a different kind of light. Notice how the released light has a longer wavelength than the UV light. That means instead of being invisible UV light, it's visible light. That's pink. So this means under a UV light, squirrel bones glow pink. For reference, here's what a normal rabbit skull looks like. This is what most bones look like under a UV light. Just kind of bluish purple. But here's what a squirrel skull looks like. It's pink. This is a very small Torix moth, which makes me wonder, what's the biggest moth? Well, green oak moths, emerald moths, golden winged moths, and chain dot moths aren't even close. Clear wing hawk moths, sheep moths, and golden emperors are getting a bit larger. Spanish moons, imperial moths, and cecropia moths are only just getting big. The Indian Luna moth, Hercules moth, and comet moth are heading in the right direction, but the biggest moth is the Atlas moth.